Grinders, it is your boy Dusty Truth here, doing another review from the Fall Fest series here in Pokerstars Ontario. The last video seemed, a lot of people liked it. Some of the players that were on the FT messaged me and really enjoyed it. We had a lot of interesting spots. This here is called the Super Tuesday. It's a $100 buy-in. It was an 18,000 guaranteed prize pool. As you can see, it is about 4,000 for first place, or it is 4,000. I don't know the hands here. This is literally one of the ones that I had to decide. I saw who won it at the very end, but literally haven't seen like anything. So very interesting. And last night had even some better final. When I say better, just some final tables I would like to see. This one here, I wanted to watch it because who made it. I will maybe pick one with some a smaller buy-in with players I don't even know and just see the skill level difference. I am going away next week to Bahamas, but I wanted to squeeze at least one more in while they still have cards up. I don't know when they're going to end this, so there's a chance, I can only get one or two more in. I've had some people wanting to do them with me. Would be really cool. It's hard to reach out timing, but one time I might have one of the players who win it or a very accomplished player do one of these with me. But for now, we're gonna just click play. It's about an hour and 20 minutes. You can fast forward to what you want. I hope you enjoy it. Like always, guys, when I do these reviews, I'm just telling you my honest thoughts. I'm well aware that I could be totally wrong. Some spots I'll get right, some spots I'll get wrong, but I'm just literally going to just tell you my gut feeling without looking up spots, and we'll just go from there. So I hope you enjoy it. Leave comments, let me know if you think I messed up a hand. It's fun to look up these spots after. So 8's raise is under the gun. Pocket 10's here. Let's see what pocket 10's do. Oh, right off the bat, already I don't think I like that play. It is I don't know how many all-ins you have here when you're 9-handed there. 10's maybe a little bit of the time. You're kind of telling the people like you have kind of 10's or jacks, like, well, not even like 10's, 9's, like jacks should be 3-betting, queens would be 3-betting, kings obviously, ace king off, ace queen off, 3-bets. Like, you're almost saying like you have 10's, 9's, ace jacks. Like, is he gonna find like a suited ace that jams there? Maybe king queen suited. So that's already right off the bat, guys, first hand. Okay, so we have ace 9, but yeah, I don't like that play. But I could be wrong already, guys, right off the bat. Ace 9 is going to raise from Fuzz. I don't want to give shoutouts to all the players, guys, because I feel bad when I don't, but Fuzz is arguably Ontario's best player. He's been crushing for a very, very long time. Legit up here, won the World Series, a main event in Montreal this August. So he just absolute crushers on this table. We have Tin Man here, already in a tough spot. So ace jack, easy open. Ace queen here can flat, can 3-bet. When the stack has you covered and you still have a lot of ICM here, so I like flatting here. If the stacks were reversed, like say he had 38 big blinds and Pool Holler had 31, I'm wondering if he does the same thing. Like, would that be the decision maker? Oh, 7's is definitely, this is a fold. 7's should not be doing that. That is, I'm very confident on that one. Kings here is going to raise. We'll see the bet size. Because there's 3 callers with the 2, I understand it. I don't mind going a little smaller here. The main thing, guys, when I talk about this stuff is just finding the right action. Clearly, Kings is just a small 3-bet. It is not, you see people panic jam. They're afraid to see a flop depending on your skill level. You just see Kings just go all in here like in a $20, $50, tournament, right? Ace jack here should be folding. We'll see what happens. I imagine it's a fold. Unless he's just thinking this guy's just squeezing, maybe he finds a jam here. He does find the jam. Yeah, I don't know, man. That is very close. Maybe he just thinks the chip leader. Is he chip leader or a guy with a deep stack? Oh, and they right away get it. Yeah, obviously the Kings is calling, but couple play. Yeah, I don't think I would jam there with ace jack, and pocket 7's was the biggest problem with that hand. I do like Tin Man's or black and gold flat there. So already, guys, we're only 2 or 3 hands into this. I don't know how many, and we're seeing some very interesting spots that'd be worth looking up into. So Fuzz is going to raise ace 10 here. It will go all the way to the button. With the button stack size and on the button going to be in position post flop, he should be 3-betting this at a very, very high clip. But once again, guys, when you have this big of a chip stack, it is totally okay just to flat there. You don't have to 3-bet. Him calling there, isn't horrible. This is where I got to learn more of having the chip stack. If you're better off flatting or 3-betting, You'll see in ICM, sorry, in chip EV, you should be three betting a lot more. ICM, you start getting into just calling here in a lot of spots, and I don't know when you want to do it more than not. So look at Fuzz hits the four bet with the ace 10 off. That's a play, guys, that I like in the sense of you shouldn't be calling there. To me, it should be a four better fold, and I love that he didn't obviously just jam. He used like a blocker combo to do a four bet. I think he sized up because post flop he'd be out of position. I think if he was on the button and he was facing a three bet from the blinds, his four bet size would probably be a little smaller from the post flop position. Ooh, 10-4 suited didn't defend there. That we just saw. I think that's a problem. He should have defended that. Sevens is going to raise here. Got 100 big blinds. I hope he opens up a can of whip ass with 100 big blinds. This is when you can really do a lot of raises and stuff. Sevens will probably folds all the way around. We should see folds all the way around. So already, guys, like these are fun. These cards out, man. It's too bad we don't have them for like every Sunday, big tournaments. You can see the GG Master, the 10K every week. They do it like live, like a half-hour delay, and commentators and a guest. To me, this could bring excitement to some Ontario tournaments, like especially for like our series or our majors. I don't think GG Poker's ever had cards up for tournaments, but I would love to do some of these, and especially with some players to do this with me. And there's some players significantly better than me that can talk about things I'm not talking about. Okay, so 7-8 suited here, 100% open when you have 100 big blinds, your chip leader. So very good that he's fighting that. This will go all the way, probably folds all the way around, guys. There should be folds. As always, Legit is not tanking here. He's playing multiple tables. This is called the Super Tuesday. It usually starts, I think, at 8 p.m., maybe 7 o'clock for a series. Somewhere between 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock at night. So this is probably 12 at night or 1 in the morning. I don't know exactly when, but it would be definitely late at night. So he probably still has some other deep runs going. Ace 4 suited should be raising here. And then I don't think the big blind, even though he's got 100 big blinds, he probably can defend because you have 100 big blinds and the amount of pressure you could put on this guy. Post flop, donking out on boards when someone's down to 7 big blinds. But I don't hate a fold, but like 100 big blinds, guys, are the final table. You can get pretty creative, and if you think you have a skill edge, you can really get out of line here. Ace 10 suit is going to raise, and then look at this, pocket queens right behind, then ace king. Oh shit, we're going to see some fireworks here. Ace 10 should be raising, ace queen. Now this is different. So last time we saw Tin Man here do a flat. I think this time he's going to 3-bet. We should see a 3-bet here, and then ace king is going to jam, and then ace 10 suited should be folding, and then queens are going to have the classic flip. So last review we had an all-in ace king versus queens. We should be seeing this again. Ace king should be jamming, but you never know, man. Everyone has different skill levels, right? Okay, he does find the jam. Oh, can you imagine Jack Queen flats here and puts like some horrible he's gonna fold, but I'm just trying to think of like what hands would put these guys in a lot of problems. If he had king queen suited, does he rejam and just like fuck the these other guys up? Okay, the classic flip, queens. Who gets lucky this time? The queens hold, so GG to that guy. Tin Man doubles up. Like to see it. Already we've losing people. This video, guys, just give you so you can plan it. It is an hour and 10 minutes. I might fast forward a couple of spots. I do have some things I need to do, but let's keep watching. Ace 10 finds the raise, which is standard. King queen can mix in a 3-bet knowing fuzz from what we've seen from last video. So once again, guys, the theme of this is knowing when to 3-bet, when to flat. Very interesting. I gotta learn more of when it's optimal to do it. I think with the stacks beside him, you know what? I do like the 3-bet. He's gonna have to fold here. The ace 10 jam though, wow. I don't think that's the best play. Once again, this guy's taking a couple lines that I'm not sure. Maybe when fuzz is aggressive and you just decide to jam there. That one would be very interesting to look up. I'm more confident that one's closer to being correct than his first hand with the pocket 10s jam. So some interesting spots, guys. Very, very interesting. They're playing very fast that I can't even break down some of these hands. So ace queen's gonna raise, ace seven should be folding, and then legit's got a situation with ace nine. Does he just jam versus chip leader? Which you do often see. You can attack the chip leader, especially in the small blind. You have some great blockers here with ace nine offsuit. Risk premium, you're the lowest, you're in last place. So a jam here makes sense to me. You know, you can sometimes mix in a small 4-bet, and he does mix in the small 4-bet. Oh my gosh. I gotta be honest, guys, I'm not doing that. Good for legit. I'm wondering what's more proved. I think the jam's probably better. But obviously in hindsight he would have been out of the tournament, or you know, have to get lucky. That is crazy. He found the small 4-bet. Wow. Guys, man, we got to look up some of these spots. This is insane. So I'm very slow on tools, guys. I can't, if I was to like pause this, open up GTO Lab, look up the spots, it would take me like way too long. The video would be like a 9-hour video. So ace queen doesn't let this happen. Raise, 3-bet, call to the ace queen. Okay, so we're always going to see a c-bet from the 3-better here. See what size he uses. Very interesting. No 4-bet with ace queen. I do like the bet size. I don't even mind like 2.5, 1.5. You can sometimes even click a 10% here. Very interesting. But I do like that bet size. Anywhere between 3.5 and 1.5 is probably all fine. Ace queen's never folding. Now, do you double barrel with a 10? That is very interesting. He might take the free card here. Doesn't want to get check raised off this. I don't think you check raise too often though, when you're the short stacked. So this is very interesting. If you take the free card or you see bet with a 10, takes the free card. Now, if you're fuzz, you're always going to bet. The question is what size. I don't think you could do anything bigger than half pot. He might go like a very small blocker, like 3.5 to 5. Maybe all the way up to 8.5. Maybe 5. 5's kind of making the most sense to me. 6.8. So we're thinking the same thing. The question is this: if he jams you, I think you always call it off because, well, what are his bluffs though? If he jams you, it actually, do you fold? He's not gonna jam, but like, what would be bluffing? Does that mean? Interesting. I'm just trying to like. Sometimes I'm just thinking like not what happened, but like what if it happened? Like, I think ace queen, you're almost top of your range there. Because ace king, you don't really have ace king, right? You would have 4-bet pre. I got oranges here. I was gonna have an orange. Maybe I won't. Queen 3 suited, I don't think raises into the big stacks here. If he had 40 big blinds into 20 big blinds stacks, he could maybe get out of line a little bit. Okay, king queen under the gun here. I see pocket aces. What else is it there? Oh, pocket sevens. What does pocket sevens do? Well, see what this guy did last. That pocket threes is going to be a fold here. They're just not gonna do anything with threes. I wonder if the other guy had threes, would maybe find a jam, but I don't think legit jams. The way this guy's been playing, like, he might jam here. It's hard to know. And then now he just folds. Interesting. So fuzz is always going to 3-bet. The question is what size. You know, 6.5 to 8.5. Maybe he goes 7, 7.5. Yeah, 7. All this is like, I don't think the EV loss is much difference, guys. It's just kind of learning, like, you know, what's optimal, what's recommended. And sometimes, you know, you can pick up some tells on people over thousands of hands. You know, do they have like kings and aces as a smaller size? You know, if he had ace jack there, does he use a bigger size? These are things when you're looking into details, with, you know, a lot of data, you can maybe pick up stuff. I love the ISO from the chip leader. He can even go all the way up to 4, but 3.5 would be the recommended. You wouldn't want to go lower than 2.75, but anywhere between 2.75 and 4. Great. Ace jack suited is always going to raise here. Queen 7 from fuzz, I think he'll fold, but these guys who are doing things that I'm not. Maybe they things, but I would imagine queen seven folds. Now king seven is the chip leader here. From what I've been learning lately, I would flat here like 99% of the time. Just call. He decides to three bet, which I don't hate. It's totally fine. I personally think a flat is very valuable because you really don't want to be shaken off this hand. You know, you see a flop here with that hand, you know, puts people in a pretty horrible spot. Now look at this fireworks hand. Oh my god. So if this was chip EV, I think Tin Man would check raise. I don't think he will in ICM, but maybe this is one of the hands you're happy to die off the sword. You know, the three better's always going to bet this here. I would imagine he doesn't need to pot control it. Tin Man's got a spot here. Do you call or just raise? I personally think you just call. Wow, look at this. Now he has open end, overcard, and nut flush draw. And then, oh, he picked up two pair. I didn't even see that. Oh my gosh. Is he just gonna jam here? Oh my gosh. Tin Man slam dunk call here. What a gross fucking spot here. I think you have nothing to tank about. You have an overcard. Say you're beating another flush draw, combo draw. You know, if he has some king X's, you can still catch an ace, a queen, a nine, a flush. There's nothing to tank about here. You just gotta, you know, pray to the poker gods. But what a gross spot. The fact that you have the ace of diamonds, though, it does block the main bluff card, right? But you can never fold the spot, in my opinion. You know, interesting that he's tanking, though. Maybe I'm missing something. To me, it's a slam dunk call, and you just aren't. Oh my gosh, you got there, Phil. How gross, guys. He gets the nut flush, and then the full house gets there. Oh my goodness. GG to Tin Man. That hand is gross. That's interesting to look up if you're supposed to check raise any of those spots. I don't think so. And I'm pretty sure the turn bet from the ICM pressure from GZ here is supposed to be a jam, I would imagine. I think both players played the hand extremely well. But what a difference between three betting and flatting, how much that inflated that pot. What a gross spot. Pirate here, finding the raise of the queen four suited. I do like a lot of your queens suited. It's all the way to the bottom. Usually 40 big blind can go all the way to the bottom raise. ICM a little different going to big stacks here. Does get 3-bet with the 8s. Me personally a little too big, but these minor differences, guys, are, you know, don't stress about them. Ace Queen's going to raise and pocket jacks right off the bat. So now you're into the chip leader. This is where I think you should just call and not 3-bet. Pirate does take the 3-bet. I think calling here would be more preferred when you have these short stacks behind you. You know, you don't really like want to attack that. Your risk premium is pretty high here. He's a middle stack. I don't know. This is where I gotta learn of like when to call and when to 3-bet. I think Jack's better calling here, but this is where I need to talk to, you know, the guys above me, right? The guys who know their shit and look up these spots. And old school me would always be 3-betting here, and I'd probably go not 4.5, I'd probably go to 5. But from what I've been learning late, I think the preferred line would be to, oh my gosh, and he jams them. That is some ICM pressure. No 4-bet small click back. And then we got a huge flip here. The spade, the jacks hold. Oh my gosh. I didn't have time to think about that, guys. Is the jam better than the small 4-bet with the ICM pressure? Small stacks. Man, this table here from the last one we did, this might have more interesting spots to look up. Like, these have been insane, and the speed of this game right here, I don't know how this lasts as an hour. It's a crazy long heads up match because ace 9 jams there from the button. I think is totally fine, probably right. He's got the lowest risk premium. He's small. He does have still some fold equity. King queen suited can't fold. So we have a flip here, guys, and oh my gosh, he's got every out in the book. And ace 9 holds on that flop. I thought we were losing legit there. Ow. There's been some fireworks here, guys. King 4 suited being small, I think it's a fold. 5s here. This guy just jams. which this one makes a lot more sense to me than the pocket tens he did. This is probably GTO approved, I'd imagine. Already, guys, though, I don't know though when someone's down to 15. I do think that one's there is probably the right play here. Kings is gonna raise. What does King Queen do behind him? Is he flat? Does he 3-bet? We're finding these King Queen guys are finding a lot of 3-bets. This guy just lets it down. Which is probably okay. You know, ICM doesn't like a lot of flatting, you know, especially when they're that close. So it's probably a fold actually. But once again, guys, like ICM's tricky. A7 get ISO. If I was Pirate, probably I would have went a little bigger here. Oh, he gets this. I think he's gonna bet it. Or does he check it? That's one. So I like that bet size a lot, guys. When you bet one in an ISO, this guy's supposed to float extremely wide. You can't really fold any king highs. I don't even know if you want to fold queen highs. Ace highs can't fold. When you bet that low, you know, you're keeping his range very wide. And the jack's a very scary card. I know you have the 8 and the set, but pretend you didn't. That's a lot of hands that floated there, right? If Pirate checks there, you can get bet off a lot of hands there. And that's the, you know, scary thing of betting so small is that they're going to float so wide, right? I'm not confident, guys, in a lot of things I'm saying in this video compared to the last one a little bit. I know I had some things wrong for sure, but finds the raise with the Jack 4 suited. I don't think that'd be the correct play, but it's probably totally fine. I think with your suited hand, you're probably better just limping in here. You know, if he raises you off that. Oh, we got King 8 suited here. Just calls. Queen's a very scary card, but you know what? You can continue your bluff here. You got the inside. You know, your queen represents, you know, if he's defending any pair, a 9, a 3. You can continue here. If you do, what size? Go small. You know what, man? I like this play. I like this play better than we did pre. Maybe a little too big, but still putting on that pressure. You're almost getting to the yeah, probably a little too big. I think legit here is just calls every time. And he jams. So I don't agree with that. And I could be wrong. Legit's a very, very skilled, studied player. I think you only get called by things that have you beat. I know it's a draw board. I personally think you're in position. You just call and let the guy blast off. That is interesting. I think he should have just called there. The raise, call, defend makes sense here. This will go check. This is the good thing about being in position. He should bet very small here, like 1.2. Doesn't need to size it up. You could see bet this at a very, very high clip. Sorry for the noise in the background. Got to vacuum them. 1.6. Yes, to me it's a little big, but it's fine. This is where you're wrapped around the 10. Do you float? You have 2 uppercards to the 3. Probably don't mind seeing another card with the queen showdown, and he does a check raise. Wow, this guy's been throwing me off this whole time. Wow, and he did a very big check raise. I think if you are doing that, you go a little smaller. Ace 4 raises here. Yeah, cut off. Ace King. I like to jam here. I know you can do a small 3-bet. Ace King suited, I would 100% do a small 3-bet. Ace King off, I don't hate a jam from small blind when fuzz has you covered. You know, ICM though leans are a lot more smaller 3-bets. I'm wondering what's preferred there, the jam or the 3-bet. And I don't know if there's much of an EV difference. Oh, I was playing another table. I had, just so you know, when I was recording this guide, I had probably had 10 tables open, if not more, and they're popping up as I go. Like I said, Pokerstars has this on a loop, and you have to time it to get it perfect. So I just set up a window, and I was trying to see when I can get it to start. Oh, look at this. I'm surprised 10 Jack off from the big blind. The chip leader here didn't ISO him pre. Maybe because it's the middle of your range, you do top and bottom. But I think when you have that big of a chip stack, probably should have punished Fuzz for limping. Yeah, but these are all spots, guys. I don't really know. I do love the half pot bet here. I really like that bet size a lot. That's the exact bet size I'd use. Not saying it's right, but that's what I would like to do. Fuzz is never folding, and you're not going to check raise the chip leader. And look at this. So to me, Fuzz could almost lead out there because what ace X's is this guy not ISOing pre? That's better for your limping rage, and it keeps pot control. I wonder if he would have kind of let out there. Oh my gosh, if I'm Fuzz here, I'm betting pot all day. And I'm wondering if you ever bet over pot. I'd be betting pot here. He can steal this pot. Or we know the guy's 10 jack, but so many hands, and he checked it. Fuzz doesn't find a spot there to at least stab at it when your draw misses. That is crazy. I could see him betting like all the way up to 9. Am I crazy, guys? Wow. And it's crazy that the 10 jack didn't go for value. He could do a bet fold to any raise, right? Is Fuzz really going to check raise there? So both plays, guys. I don't know if I would have. I think if I'm Fuzz there, I'm leading out every single time. The only question is the size. I think you go half pot up to pot and even up to 2x. I don't know how you do. And then do you with a jack kicker go for value on the river? I probably would. So very interesting, guys. Like I said, I don't know these things off by heart. And I'm not going to agree with a lot. Even though they're top players doesn't mean I agree with their lines. And sometimes I'll be right. I do like Fuzz's sizing up here. Very nice. I know you're going into the small stack where traditionally you can size down going into the small stack. But he goes all the way up to 2.5, and we haven't been seeing anyone else do anything like that. King 10 suited here is going to get all folds all the way across. I wonder now if he changes the size going into legit. Does he do 2.5 again? And wondering why he bases that on. So now he goes small. See, these little things, guys, this isn't a fluke, right? When you're seeing a great player do these little different things and you're a new player, wherever you are, you gotta always don't just, just watch these things and not try to understand what they're doing. I'm not saying I do understand, but he went 2.5 into a small stack, and now he's going min raising to a stack that has him close. And to be honest, it's also against a reg, and I don't have this other guy tag. I will say I haven't been playing Pokerstars this much. I don't know what Queen 2. He's just playing multi tables here, right? That could be player dependent more so on stack sizes. But it would be nice to know what Fuzz is thinking there. Sorry, well, that guy's tanking here. Queen 2 suited here. Is he gonna get disconnected? Like this is even though you have other table, okay, folded. Even though you have other tables going, that's a little long. So he must have been in some crazy spot in another table. Okay, we are down to 6. I put the payouts up, so they already have $1,000 locked up from a $100 buy-in. So great to see. Ace 10 is gonna raise here. Looks like it will get all the way through. No, so 5-6 suited here, chip leader, and you have a 2-1 chip lead. I think you flat here. You can even mix in a 3-bet. I don't hate it, and he does mix in a 3-bet. I think chip leader here can go smaller. I don't think it needs to go that big, which is still fine. Sorry, I have a site open here for free rolls today. Oh, and he folded the ace 10. Yeah, it doesn't click in the 4-bet this time against chip leader. 10 queen suited here. I don't think that's the play. I think you just jam that stack depth. I think you're totally fine. I would have just jammed that and not done the min raise. If I'm Fuzz, you defend. And this is the problem, man. Wonder if Fuzz should ever lead out here, even just catching that. I don't think so, but I'm just literally talking out loud, guys. Fuzz is not folding here. That's a big fucking bet size off your stack size. Oh my gosh, that is pretty big here. I think he should just bet one. And look at Fuzz with the small 3-bet. Oh my gosh. To a guy who's that shallow, guys, can you ever fold to a jam after that? Oh my gosh, what a nasty raise. Pocket sixes. Is this starting to be jam territory? I don't think so. I know they're all, yeah, just raises. 9-3 off is going to get a fold from the chip leader. I would imagine he's getting a fold here. Okay, sorry guys, I'm just looking at another site for a second. WPT Gold this weekend is doing $200,000 of free rolls, and they're just random times. I have stuff I have to do, but if there was a free roll going on, I don't know what the buy-ins are gonna. Or the one started that was 2,000 that I missed. If they start having one like out of nowhere, $25,000 free roll, might change my day. I don't know how big they're all gonna be. So this guy here clearly has other tables going or something. He's been tanking off hands that are slam dunk folds. Sorry guys, just while this guy's tanking here. So we might, last video guys, we had Alan disconnected twice. This is going to be a disconnect. I would imagine this is a disconnect. Wow, from the chip leader. So last video guys, we saw some class. They waited. Connection problems. I don't like reading chat when we're not in it. I always feel, I don't know if you guys feel the same way. To me, this should be a private conversation with these guys banging it out. I always feel greasy reading the chat. This feels like we shouldn't be a part of it. Fuzz finds the instant raise, which is fine. He could be time bank. I don't know. Usually you see, people waiting a little bit. We're seeing fast play. That's a jam. So maybe because the guy already had connection issues, they're kind of just thinking like just play because the guy's been disconnected. I don't think he was sitting out yet. It looked like he used like 2 minutes and then, but kind of interesting. They didn't really talk about it. Ace 9 raise. Yeah, they're going extremely fast, guys. This is what a dynamic when it's the chip leader, because you'd get a lot of ladders and he's just sitting out because he can blind out for a lot of orbits. I think he had like a 2-to-1 chip lead. Pocket fives just sticks it in. Ace 9 should be a slam dunk fold. What would be the bottom call there when we have someone down to 5 big blinds? I think it'd be jacks plus, maybe tens plus calls, and then what offsuit ace should we wait? So now he's talking about it. So what would be the offsuit call there? Ace queen off, ace 10 suited and above the last hand. Kings just raise, gets a slam dunk 3-bet jam, which is fine. Twos is gonna fold. Maybe they're tanking to let the guy come back now that they talked about it. Kings are always gonna call. But do we lose someone or does ace get lucky? It's been a pretty interesting table, guys. I know I've been all over the place, but pretty interesting table here. So maybe they're now just tanking to let this guy come back, which kind of, we know Pirate's calling. Maybe he's just trying to let GZZ come back. Ace Jack catches a pair. His spades are blocked. We lose someone else. Oh my gosh. So you have someone disconnected the chip leader and you're down to 5, but essentially 4. What do they have locked up here? 1700. It goes at 23 and someone's sitting out. Pocket 8 is going to call. 10 jack suited here has got a situation. You can jam here. I think you jam. Can do his 3-bet. I think you just jam 10 jack suited here, and then Is eight's gonna call four-handed? You might see a call from eights here. Wouldn't be shocked to see a call. So this is a chippy V you're calling all day. I think when you're short-handed like this, you're probably still calling, but it might be tens plus. Only 14 more after your stack, and then the future game, if you win this pot, he would have a big chip lead if that guy stays sitting out. So that'd be another spot, guys. It'd be fun to look up. Might be a slam dunk call. Maybe I'm overthinking it. And the 10 jack suited does fund the jam, does win the flip, and now is essentially chip leader. Is kind of crazy. Now if you're your fuzz, you gotta defend a lot wider because they're gonna attack you so much. I don't think 3-7 finds this guy should be raising 3-2. I think it turns in you start raising, you have them covered, and you can size up. I know it feels greasy, but if he goes 2.5 here, like, so I would not be min raising. I think you're giving the small blind way too much incentive to defend way too wide. His offsuit stuff now at 30 big blinds turns into a big defend. 3-7 off is probably one of the ones you throw in the muck, but you're going to see fuzz defend extremely wise. If I was that guy, I'd be sizing up. 10-5 suited will fold. King 4 being the chip leader should be raising here. It's close, but I still think it's fine to raise. When you get to King 6, King 8, there, 100% King 9 is, but I think you go all the way down to even this is totally fine. What does Queen 10 do? Probably just folds. He probably gets it all the way through. Essentially fuzzes in the small blind there, right? So he's going to get 2 back-to-back folds from the 2 worst hands in the big blind, and you're getting the dead. Wow, that is just, you think you're dominating, and then you see these guys' hands, right? So King Queen's going to raise here. Okay, we have Ace Jack. Here comes a 3-bet from Mr. Fuzz, or does he 3-bet versus essentially chip leader? And with someone sitting out where you can let that guy blind off, but we can't see his stack size. I would imagine GZZ still has a huge chip lead. Knowing Fuzz, he's going to 3-bet here, is my guess. But we get a lot of these guys wrong, but I wouldn't be surprised if 3-bet, yeah. Yeah, I thought he would have went 5 in position post flop. And this guy has you covered. Don't hate it. I think, maybe he's doing it because the guy's supposed to fold more of his 3-bets. As opens. I think King Queen would call here. Moving my mouse around, going to tables. King Queen probably just defends. Does he get disconnected? Oh my gosh, guys, what's going on with these disconnections? Or is he just thinking about it? Oh my goodness. Finds the jam. I was not expecting that. Wow. Does Fuzz put him on like low pocket pairs and goes for a flip or something? Wow, I was not thinking a jam there, guys. To me, guys, this final table has a lot of hands to look up. A lot of hands. So I think legit it's gonna limp here. If this guy does a nice raise, I think legit jams. So if he goes 3.5, he goes, I think legit would jam. Wow, he gets the 6s. How gross is this? You gotta bet. I'd bet 1. Legit's never folding there ever. And does he still call? I think he will. I think this guy should be betting about half pot, go 2.5, especially with the backdoor spade. I think you size up here. And if I'm legit, I'm still calling, I think, with the showdown of ace high, I think. So I wasn't expecting that. Wow, that would have been interesting. I don't know if I like that bet size at all, but ace 4 opening here. Is the check going to click in a 3-bet? No. So 2 is the chip leader, guys. He can jam here. He can jam. Is he going to jam? He's going to jam. And Fuzz has to fold. He doesn't jam. I think 2s is the jam there. I would have jammed. 3s gets a call. Fuzz chooses not to. Once again, guys, we have to look up these spots. I could be totally wrong today. These are a lot of spots. I think we have like 15 plus hands here that I would need to look up here. And I'm wondering if Fuzz should be jamming the 3s. Maybe not risk premium with the 3 other stacks, but the chip leader there with the 42 bigs and the small blind, I think you jam any pair there, like your low pairs. I'm more confident that's a jam than what Fuzz is in the big blind with his stack. I think 2s would be a jam. And 3s probably gives up here. Nice bet by Pirate. Does 3s give up? I don't know, he went small enough where you might have to call. Alright, he does give up. So that's interesting. I wonder if I wonder just based on that bet size. Oh, this is a break, it looks like. I wonder if just that bet size alone. Oh, we're only like halfway, guys. Well, that takes away 5 minutes. So 2-9 suited here. You got to raise with the big blind sitting out. And I'm telling you, I would size up. And if you're Fuzz now, you know, fuck, does Jack 3? Jack 3 is usually a fold in the big blind. But now with the dead, so I don't know, man. I don't, this is a very, very strange situation. You start defending there with the dead money in the pot. You know, and that's why if I'm son of count here, I'd be sizing up. This is a very, very unique situation. I wonder if homie fell asleep. The guy said, guys, this is like 1 o'clock at night, right? Maybe it was 12 o'clock. This guy could be disconnected, but he could just be sleeping. And I feel for the guy because I used to fall asleep at so many final tables when I had my full-time job. And it didn't matter if it was a $250 tournament, $100 tournament. When you're tired, you're tired. Open rips the A7 off. Wow, with the dead money sitting out. That's interesting. I don't know if that's a play. Fuzz is probably hitting more right plays than I'm thinking. I'm surprised in ICM that's just an open jam, but maybe because the guy's sitting out. If I'm Pirate here, I'm raising 2.5 to 2.75. I'd go 2.75. 2.5 to 2.75. Or just jam. Sorry. Yeah, I wonder if that is better. I like that jam more than Fuzz's jam. Once again, guys, these are all complicated spots. Some of them might be slam dunk decisions, but ooh, 9-5 suited because the chip leader. Was that 9-5 suited? Wow. Okay, all the way to pocket fours. Now, what does pocket fours do? I think we'll see a jam here. And it will get through. He does back-to-back jams. Fuzz has a horrible seat spot with the guy sitting out. You have a chip leader on the button with the every time you're in the small blind, the big blind sitting out. Like if I'm Sun, I count. I think you're raising like I don't know, man, 95% of your hands. Like I can't see too many folds. You have a 2-to-1 chip lead. Chip leader sitting out. How is he folding any hands in the big blind? I'm on the button. Sorry. Queen 10. If I'm Fuzz now, I'm defending Jack 8 with the guy sitting out here. That turns it to me. That turns into a defend. I think you just defend it. I know you're essentially big blind, and I just think with the dead money, man, I think this changes your normal hand ranges. I would have defended there. Ace 9 is gonna raise. Don't think it turns into a jam. You know, they're all equal though. When they're all 20, 20, and 20, and someone's sitting out, you know, you have a 2-to-1 chip lead. If they were like 15, you're starting to jam a lot more, right? But it's getting very close where you're going to start jamming a lot of these hands because every spot someone risks going out, right? They essentially all have the same risk premium. Like they're all 18, 19, and 20. And then the dynamic of this guy sitting, look at this, ace 5 suited, would have been raising. So what does 9 jack do here? Bobby just limps in. The jet has him covered, so there's no point in raising, I don't think. I think it's just going to be a limp. Let's go limp check. Should go check check. I don't think you lead out here. Pirate's too studied to just attack it because it's an ace, I think. Probably check check. And then we'll see if he does a delay. Oh, he leads out. I'm wondering if legit should float there. I think Pirate will raise here. And the Legit's got a decision. Oh, he doesn't raise into the big. Yeah, I was going to say, is Legit going to jam or do a small 3-bet with ace 6 suited? Or even flat. That could have been interesting. Okay, this is one of the things I wanted to see what happens. Does he just jam here with one of these, you know, weaker suited aces? I'm wondering if he would have jammed ace 2 suited, but not ace 6. Ace 2, ace 3, ace 4. So this would be check bet. Does he do half pot? So this time he goes smaller. Don't agree with that. With the flush draw, would have went a little bigger. Does it go check check now? Probably check check. And if you're legit, what are you doing on the river depending if a club comes or not? Probably check check. Be very interesting. Let's see if we can time it and try to guess a bet before he does it. Oh, he does a bet. Wow, wasn't expecting that. I like this bet size better than his flop bet size. Oh, now it's going to go check check. He's going to give up the white flag here. He's already got showdown value, so he's going to check, give up the flag. Yeah, pretty standard hand. 7-10 suited, might raise here, being four-handed, and then 9s. Very interesting what 9s does behind it. Okay, so now he's too deep. 9s trying to induce. He'll probably would call one off. Does Fuzz defend this one? Yeah. This is a difference, guys, for the newer players watching this. And if this was Chip EV in the middle of a tournament, he would defend the 5-6, but ICM he chose not to. He's going to raise and once again take down this dead money. This is crazy that the chip leader's been sitting out. What a dynamic. Getting all these free blinds and antes, like what an advantage being in that spot. And then Fuzz has had complete garbage every time. And you're just getting so many chips back every orbit. It helps the Son of Count so much, this scenario. He's going to raise again and probably get it through again. Wow, this is getting wild. He's just going to keep increasing a chip lead from these scenarios. So what a difference, guys. Like 5s here to the chip leader. You know, we would have had a raise there, sometimes a jam. I doubt a jam if legit is 26, but then queen will raise here, and he'll probably size up. No, he doesn't. 8-7, I would defend when you're 34 big blinds, chip leader. Ooh, this is fireworks. Check. Now this is interesting if you're Fuzz. I actually think you check back. You don't want to be check raised off this hand. Yeah, he does do check back. I like that a lot. And if you're this guy, do you semi bluff? You already saw weakness. And if you do, what's your size? Do you bet here now? I think if you're betting, you don't do that bet. What do you like? I always think about half pot or pot. I don't like that bet size. I do like the semi bluff. You could take it down right there. You have 8 high, and then with a runner 3-3, I would double barrel this. I think you bet again, and you could bet half pot. Look at that, and he's gonna take it down. Fuzz. I don't think Fuzz calls with queen high. It'd be a hell of a fucking call. I do like his bet on the I do like that he found a bet on the turn. I do like that he bet the river. You can question if the size was correct. But very nice. I like Fuzz's check on the flop a lot there. I think too many people bet those spots. Standard raise. Now what does ace-7 off do? Ace-7 off now, guys, for ICM pressure. Can jam there. Ooh, doesn't jam. When Fuzz is down to 9, you know, you got a blocker there. That's interesting. Ace-Jack's going to raise, probably get it all the way through, and King-10 suited from the chip leader would have been defending. What a scenario. I can't believe this. It's getting a little late. What time do we have? 21 more minutes. I would speed this up a little bit if I could, but I don't want to miss hands for you guys. Fuzz has had complete garbage in the small blinds here. Every time. He's been gone for a long time. Yeah, there's no point in tanking. I agree with that one. At one point, you just like, it's late at night, man. Like, the guy's been gone for, I don't know, feels like a long time. I wouldn't be slowing down. There's like, you want to show a bit of respect, but you're not going to tank for freaking hours here, right? So 3s, guys, turns into a jam here. I would just jam it. Open jam. All the pressure. Nice. Let's go, buddy. Glad you found that. Pretty confident I'm going to look that one up when Fuzz is down to 8 there. Even more so, the guy's sitting out, but he's got a lot of chips here. I don't think you get a line with 2-8 suited, but yeah. Does Fuzz just jam here? Gives himself one big blind behind or something. I think he's going to jam. This is the spot. And King Jack's got a decision. I think King Jack has to call. We're going to see a call here from King Jack. Do we lose Fuzz? Or does he double up? Is not a man you want to double up. Calls. Here we go. There's the king. He's got the hearts. He's got the inside. And we lose fuzz. GG takes a bad beat. He was pretty card dead for a while. Finally got a hand, made a spot. Now we're three-handed with someone sitting out, basically, right? Wow. Jack 9's gonna raise, gets it through. Does a chip leader ever just click back a raise here if they've got blind sitting out? Honestly, guys, I know you're looking at A2 offsuit, but the dynamic of that guy sitting out dead and you can raise your garbage, I would not have hated a 3-bet there. What does 2s here do? Thinks he's too deep to jam, which is fine. I don't know what the heck they're saying, but I do have a coffee here. King 9 off, finding the 3-bet. Well done. Well done. It's one of those ones you mix in. I do like it. King 9 is going to raise and probably get it through. A little deep where legit can defend a bit wider. I think when he's this close to pirate, maybe he doesn't. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he did, but I think it's a fold. Yeah. Ace 10 suited out of the hand. Wow. Pirate's gonna fold. King 6 is gonna limp. Does King Queen ISO? Or just check back? I think you raise this up to 3. I'd be going 3, he checks it. So everyone's different. I think raising it up is probably better. I'm gonna go check, bet, fold is my guess. And he can bet 1 to 1.5 on the flop when he checks it. See what he does. It's 1, yeah. Gets a fold, all standard. Good thing is they're playing fast. And 2 is going to fold. Ace 6 against the chip leader with someone sitting out. Do you ever just jam? I think you only get... Oh my gosh, he's got pocket 5s. We could be losing legit here, because if he's going to jam, what do you do with Ace 6? I think it's a fold, but... Yeah. You never know when you're seeing this here. Ace 5 is going to raise. Ace Jack, though, guys, is going to 3-bet or jam. I don't think he's going to call. I think Pirate does a 3-bet size. My guess, he's going to go 5 here, is my guess, and doesn't jam. He will be out of position, but I think he just does a 3-bet. But wouldn't be shocked if it's a jam. I think he does a small 3-bet. Okay, he does a jam. Ace 5 suited. That's the fold. I wonder where the bottom ace calls there. Would it be like Ace 10 suited calls? We would have had Ace 10 raising from the fucking button here. Okay, so 10s has a spot here. I think against chip leader, he just jam. I think this will just be a jam and gets it through. Yeah, this one I'm more confident about than some of these other hands. Queen Jack's gonna raise. King Jack, I don't think we'll 3-bet. I think we'll just... I don't hate a 3-bet by any means at all. I think it's one of the ones you just 3-bet fold. I don't hate a defend. If he did 3-bet, I think he goes somewhere about, 6, 6.2, and he just jams. ICM pressure. Interesting. Interesting. I don't know. That's interesting. Queen Jack's gonna raise. The chip leader will defend. Man, I'm so mad. I got shit I have to do today. Oh, I just missed a $2,500 free roll. Oh my gosh, he's jamming 10 Jack off. This guy's... So this is the stack depth where you will see a lot more jams. I wasn't expecting that. 10 king might open rip here. He might jam here. Goes for the min raise. Queen 9's gonna raise, get it through. Ace Jack's gonna limp. And what does he could even go 2.5. I just jams it. Okay, okay. I think it's too strong to open jam. I wouldn't have done that. 6-5 suited. I wonder if you ever mix in a limp. King 10 suited here. His question is he raising or jamming? I think the dynamic with the guy sitting out. I wonder if that, and you don't want to get re-jammed. I do like the jam. The jit here with 5s might jam again. I think he's just going to jam. And King 10 should be a fold. Yeah, I don't like his ace jack off there. I think it was way too strong to fold. Look at this. We would have 7s versus aces, guys. 8-2. It's going to get probably... I wonder if Pirate jams here and he's going to walk into aces. I think we're going to lose Pirate here. I think it's going to go jam, call. Yeah. Interesting A2 off chose that when he didn't do it during the dead blinds. Oh shit, son. We have open end and then 9 was really good, obviously, for legit. GG to Pirate. Well played. Now we're essentially heads up with someone sitting out, which is just like inflating these pots. Can't say, you know, I've probably been in this spot in the past, but I can't recall. Spin and goes is a common thing. But you don't have antes and spin and goes, right? As mentioning, I'm not really trying to pay attention to what these guys are saying. They're pretty even in chips too, so this is anyone's game. I did see who wins. I didn't see how it happened, only because I stopped the video. But oh man. Two pair. I think legit gives up here. The question is, is you gonna just check call? Oh, I guess you check the turn. That makes sense. You'd lead out for sure. 8-6 I'd raise here. Like, dude, if you have the chip lead and already you're raising a lot, this guy's sitting out. I would be sizing up still here. Heads up, I would not be min raising. Tell you that much. I would be sizing up. Queen 10's gonna limp in. Queen 5's gonna check it. I think he's really dropping the ball. I'm not sizing up with the dead money being the chip leader here. Ooh. He's going to defend. I don't think he clicks back. It's going to go check, bet. And this is where people bet way too much with the C-bets. I think just from this player, I think he should be checking back a lot. I think from what we've seen, he's going to C-bet. I think people feel like because they raise, they have to bet. Legit's going to call, but he should be checking back that board. If there's a board that's going to hit your, you know, guy ISO'd and called, you know, you don't have to bet every time. I think he's being too aggressive here. Now you have a double flush draw, everything. Now legit, what size do you use? What size do you use here? Half pot? Or do you go big? Like you almost go polar? Either you have it or you don't. I think you go polar. You might go big. You might go like 8. I know you want value. Yeah, so that I do like that it's bigger than half pot. But I wouldn't be shocked if you even go like pot or something. You're either saying you have it or you don't, because so many things missed. And you might get a hero call. That's interesting. Raise, but I honestly, guys, I'd go 2.5 here. You have dead money putting, like, why price them in to defend wide here? with the dead money here, I'd be raising big every time. He's gonna take it down. Pretty much this guy's he's playing spin and goes and stuff the way I've seen it a million times, and I'm guilty of this too. You just assume every high board is good for you to hit. You just see it so much, and MTT guys just aren't well studied in heads up, myself included, right? But you know, playing thousands of spin and goes and seeing some top players, and you know, Daniel Peterson is one of the best MTT heads up players. A lot. I watch him a lot. I think he's betting too much on these raised boards. Legit's raising, and do you mix in 3-bets with the dead money? Yeah, I don't hate it, man. Legit's obviously gonna call. But with this dead money sitting here, these hands that would maybe just defend pre-flop, heads up, they now turn into more 3-bets because, you know, this is a very interesting dynamic of this guy sitting out. I love that he found the 3-bet with the queen 6 off here, and I'm wondering if that's if he wouldn't have done that if this guy wasn't sitting out. It was just a normal heads up match. I love Legit's float here. Does this guy give up now? He goes check, and then Legit has situation here. Wow, was not expecting that. How gross of a spot is that for Legit? I think you have to call. Wow, lays it down. Gotta think though, does a queen or a 5 ever bet that big? Sorry, a 9 or a 5. I don't know, man. I think the meta there, if I'm Legit, I think I'm fighting a call there. I know I can see the cards, guys. I think you think about that hand a little deeper. I know he went big, but I'm pretty sure people are betting sizes that telegraph their hand a little bit. Ooh, nice check raise here. Wow, wasn't thinking that. Now you have top pair. This is gross. Top pair can't fold. Gonna call. Don't ever raise. What are you doing? I can't believe it worked. But with a 2 kicker, I don't know. I guess so when there's so many draws. Guys, I've been wrong a lot this video. And it's been, to me, it's dragging on a bit because I just got stuff I have to do. But I don't know if I like the jam there. Maybe on just such a draw heavy board you do. Now he goes for a limp with the dead money. I'm just not ever limping one hand here. I'm literally not. With a dead small blind here. And now you get clicked back because of it. Legit's probably thinking, like, you haven't done one limp. Does it really make sense with this someone sitting out? And he gets called with 8-3 suited. Oh my gosh, guys. I'm going to get a lot of this wrong. Legit's going to check here. Okay. All right. We're wrong. I guess he did raise them up. 8-3 suited called? What are we seeing here, guys? Now Legit's going to lose his pot. Or does he blast off? I would be checking with your 8-3, man. You finally pick something up. I think he's going to bet, though, from what we've been seeing. But I think most people should check here. Okay, he did find the check. Is this where we lose Legit here? Does he blast off and get hero called? This could be the final hand, guys. This could be a jam and hero call. You're on block in the diamond. Oh. Does he get a hero call? Does this turn into a jam? Guys, he might jam it here. Oh, he bets. Wow. That's actually a nasty value bet. Oh my gosh. Bets 10% there. I thought we might have lost him there. 6-8. Does he jam here? Nope. This 9 queen's probably gonna jam him. Probably gonna go check. Oh, he doesn't jam. I don't know if I like that. Oh, the kings gets a walk. He didn't even show his hand legit. I would have showed it. 5-2. I would raise this man with the guy sitting out. A minimum a limp. Minimum a limp. And I'm wondering if they were heads up, just the two of them, if this is the hand he would have gave up. I think you literally can't give legit a free small blind here. I think it turns into 100% VPIP. I don't think you have one fold to this stack depth with the guy sitting out. I just don't see it. And maybe a check raise, deny equity here. Yeah, I do like that check raise. That play I like. Legit might just jam this here. Or he's gonna limp call it off. Probably just jams. Yeah, it gets it through. Can't call here. He's gonna fold. But even legit getting all these hands here, does he supposed to just limp a lot? The guy's sitting out. I don't know, man. So 5-2, guys, again, I would not be folding here with the guy sitting out. I know I'm just going to keep talking about it, but it just changes your whole range. I don't think you can fold one hand. 5-2, 7-2, 7-3, 8-2. All of them are now calls. And you have a pair here, I would not be betting. Oh, now legit has a straight here and a double flush board, and he checks it. He's a better man than me. I'm betting that flop. I'm betting that turn to help start building it up. I don't think you check raise. I think you want to call and let him blast off if he misses. You know, we know his card. I think you just call. I don't think you want to raise here. Yeah, I know what you're doing. You want to charge the draws. I think you're better off calling than checking to a brick and hoping the guy blasts off there. You can always check raise rivers. I understand, but 7-2, I wouldn't mind raising this. I'd raise this. I know it's suited, but I think he should ISO that and raise that. Legit here does bet top pair. I don't mind checking it. I understand building the pot as well. Both is, pretty good. 7-2 suited. Probably now goes check check. 7-2 doesn't need a bet here. I know you can maybe take it down with 7 high. From what we've seen, this guy probably bets. From everything we've seen, I have the advantage of seeing the cards, so lean on he was going to bet. I'm surprised 1 doesn't make sense to me. Probably okay. And look at this. So this might be this might be, if he finds a jam here and not, if he just finds the jam here, outright jam, that's a nasty overbet jam here. This could be it, guys. And he does find the jam. Oh my gosh, and he snap folded. Oh my goodness, good job for legit. I wonder how much that's player dependent. I think, say Fuzz made that jam there, I think you might want to slow down and think about laying down top pair there. Didn't even think about it. Now he's raising this. Legit might just jam here. I think King 9's too strong to give up. He just calls with the blockers. So from what we've seen, this guy's never going to not bet an ace high board when he definitely could be checking here. Probably works, but I think the check would be the better line. 7-10 probably just jams. Decides the call. I think with the dead money, man, I would turn that into a jam. It's already like Nash chart range here, and with this annies and blinds, I think I would have jammed 10-7. Jack 8 should jam here. Legit, I'm jamming. Fold. Queen 8, if I'm legit, I'm jamming, and ace queen calls. That starts to be like the bottom of the queen hands. Yeah, GG, just the cooler there. So yeah, the heads up play was what a strange dynamic with someone sitting out. So this guy does win from seeing this. I did see this part at the very end. I don't know how many orbits I saw when this happened when I saw the video. I probably didn't see any of this. So yeah, it's a very interesting spot, guys. I think this one I got incredibly wrong. For you guys who like to study, I think there was a lot of spots to review here. Sorry, I was kind of all over the place in this one. I don't think I was as mentally focused as the last one. But I hope you enjoyed it. With the tables I saw last night, okay, I did stop this one. With the tables I saw last night, I'm going to try to do one more before I go away on my trip if I can. If not, guys, let me know what you think. I think you guys are liking these, but let me know. If you think I got a lot of things wrong, pills, don't worry about hurting my feelings in the comments. Just, if you can say what minute it was that I got it wrong, say like 1:15 or something like that, then I can look up the spot as opposed to you just saying like Jack nines or something. Just try to call out the minute so I can review it. But I hope you enjoyed it, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.